welcome to practice. Today we are going to begin on our backs. I'm offering Supta Baddha Konasana, or reclined butterfly. So you might like to have some support, whether you're using blocks or pillows, blankets, what have you. Have that nearby. I did post today for props to have a strap of some sort. It could be a towel, it could be a belt. If you don't have one of those, I recommend running quickly and grabbing one. It doesn't have to be quickly, just a suggestion. But I recommend having one of those nearby. And whenever you feel you're ready, go ahead and make your way down to your back. So as you come into Supta Baddha Konasana, you're going to let your feet come together and your knees go wide. And it's really up to you, yogis, how close you have your heels to your bottom. So you could have them a little further away if that feels sustainable. You could have them drawn in a little bit more if you would like. And then, of course, it's your choice if you want to not use support, or if it will make it more sustainable for you to bring in your support and whatever area that feels the best. Let your shoulders tuck under so your upper back is as smooth to the floor as it can be. Let your chin draw down so the back of your neck is nice and long, again calming your nervous system. And then it's your choice. We're going to look for a little space across the heart today. So you could have your arms to a T. You might decide it'd feel okay to have a little bend in your elbows, what's called cactus or goalpost arms. You could even hold opposite wrist above the head if that's sustainable, maybe even opposite elbow. So just play around with this for a minute and get settled in as you feel ready. And whenever you feel that you've found the sweet spot to begin, you can either let your eyes softly gaze on one point, or if it feels comfortable, allow your eyes to drift closed. And just take a moment here to welcome yourself to today's practice. And take some time to become aware of how you are feeling inward. So let's start with the body. Just noticing any areas that feel particularly open or confined. Just noticing. No need to judge that. And then next, bringing your awareness to your heart. Just maybe starting with the physical heart. Noticing its beating. Bringing your awareness, when you are ready, to your emotional heart. How you are feeling here and now. Again, not using this as a way to create any shame or blame, but to just take stock so you know from where you are beginning. And then, if you feel so inclined, become aware of your spiritual heart, which lives metaphorically in the center of our chest. Our spiritual heart is our ability to be connected to ourselves, to our relationships with others, and with the world at large, whether it's society or the environment. How are you feeling here? And then when you feel it's time, continue your awareness to the space of your mind. And just observe how busy or how calm you are there. You might already have noticed. let's bring our awareness to our breath, that which connects mind and body and anchors us here and now. So on your next inhale, please draw the breath in through your nostrils, as long as you're able. Feel it slip down the back of your throat, into your lungs, and softly coming up to your heart space. And on your exhale, feel your breath leave your heart space, move out of your lungs, travel back up through the throat and out your nasal passages. As you continue to watch the breath move into and out of the body, you might decide to let the breath help you with the business of mind, with your emotional state. So if you've been feeling particularly down or depressed, first off, know that that is okay. Be with what you're feeling. And invite a longer inhale to maybe help that balance. If you've been feeling anxious or agitated, again, know that that is okay. Be with what you are feeling. And maybe invite a longer exhale to see if it will invite balance. And if you've already been feeling quite centered, allow the inhale to balance with the exhale, if that feels appropriate. Continuing with mind resting on breath, I'd like to read a paragraph from Jack Kornfield's A Path with Heart. Jack Kornfield is a meditation teacher. He helped founded Spirit Rock Meditation Center. He has a beautiful voice. If you ever hear him in a podcast or have the opportunity to listen to one of his meditations, I highly recommend it. To come into the present is to discover a greatness of our own heart that can include the happiness of all beings as inseparable from our own. When we let ourselves feel the fear, the discontent, the difficulties we have always avoided, our heart softens. Just as it is a courageous act to face all the difficulties from which we have always run, it is also an act of compassion. In Buddhism, compassion is known as the quivering of the pure heart. It is when we have allowed ourselves to be touched by the pain of life. The knowledge that we can do this and survive helps us to awaken the greatness of our heart. With greatness of heart, we can sustain a presence in the midst of life's suffering, in the midst of life's fleeting impermanence. We can open to the world, its 10,000 joys and 10,000 sorrows. As you practice today, I invite you to practice with greatness of heart, to face the difficulties that you encounter, and to be compassionate with yourself around them. Again, when we can really be with ourselves through what we are feeling, it helps us build the empathy muscle. And it becomes easier to be more caring, not only to ourselves, but also with and for others. If you would like here, you're welcome to become curious around what will help you balance. What can you invite into this practice so that you can feel more stable in your daily living? And if it would please you, you can use that as your sankalpa, your intention for today, by stating it in an I am statement, as if it's already occurring. Maybe even repeating this sankalpa to yourself several times so it can really become ingrained in your awareness. And whenever you feel you are ready, yogis, you can take hands to the outer edges of your legs, press the knees together, and feel free to bring knees into chest. You can hold your hamstrings here, or you could hold your shins. You might like to do a little rock or roll side to side. You might like to even bring your forehead up to your knees. Wherever you are, can you just give yourself a little hug here, a little squeeze? Continue to breathe mindfully. And when you feel ready, you'll release, bringing feet to floor. We're going to start off with bridge, some back bending. Option to do 3 of these here. So with heels below your knees, it's your choice if you'd like to widen your feet from there. It can help any type of discomfort you feel in the low back. Again, just notice if your shoulders become bunched up, let them be smooth to the floor. Root the whole of your foot into the mat, draw your navel to your spine. And on your next inhale, drive your knees down as you lift your hips up. Feel the inner feet root to the floor to help your outer hips lift a little higher. You can adjust the neck if that helps, and then you might even feel the low back just below your shoulder blades. Draw in towards your spine and roll up towards your chin, taking that back bend a little further up your spine. Notice your breathing. Let it be deep and even. Maybe even a long exhale if it helps you release. Allow your throat, your mouth, and your eyes to soften. And on your next exhale, please take a slow roll down, helping your back, your spine articulate, coming down vertebra by vertebra. Navel in will help you move through the low back, trying to let your sacrum be the very last thing to touch down. Just do your best, as always. Pausing for a round of breath when you're ready. And at the bottom of your next exhale, drive the knees down, the navel in as you lift your hips up. Inner foot rooting, outer hips lifting. And then again, feel the low back just under the shoulders. Come into the spine and roll up towards your throat. So this back bend moves a little higher. Try to stay soft in the throat, the mouth, your gaze. Knees are gently hugging together here, yogis. That'll help free any impinging in the low back. And on your next exhale, a slow roll down, vertebra by vertebra. Navel in again, helping you move through the low back. Sacrum trying to be the last thing to touch down. Pause for a round of breath again. And at the bottom of your next exhale, navel in, drive the knees down, lift your hips up. Feel the inner foot root, the outer hip lift. Feel the ribs just below your shoulder blades. Again, move toward your spine and roll up towards your throat. And when you feel ready, a slow roll down on an exhale. Articulate through the back body. And when you get to the bottom, just pause for a moment. Allow yourself to absorb the back bends. Opening arms to a T. We'll go through some windshield wipers here to release the low back. Feet can go as wide as your mat. On your next exhale, navel in. Let your knees lower to the right as you roll your head to the left. The inhale will bring knees up, head up. The the exhale, we'll drop the knees with control to the left, roll your head to the right, massaging the back of the skull. Inhale to center, keep the navel in as you go side to side. Let's do 2 more rounds as long as you find it serves you. Stay with what you're feeling where. Notice the mind's tendency to want to wander when things become a little uncomfortable. And really practice with greatness of heart, with courage and compassion. Being present. When you finish your last side, go ahead and roll to one side and use strong arms to help you come up to tabletop. You're going to bring your knees below your hips when you're ready. Feel free to pad the knees, wrists below shoulders. Your wrist crease is going to be parallel to the top edge of your mat or maybe the wall ahead of you. Again, let's create strong arms. Feel the index finger, the thumb into the floor. Inner elbows turn forward, shoulders smooth down the back. Preparing for cat-cow. On your next inhale, feel your belly lower. Again, the back ribs move in toward the spine and reach forward through the heart. Lift your chin. And on your exhale, you're going to round your spine as you push the floor away. Belly button in, back of heart to sky, chin coming in toward chest. The inhale when you're ready. Belly lowers. Just below the shoulder blades, feel the ribs move in toward the spine and forward through the heart. Lift the chin. On your exhale, round your back, navel to spine, back of heart, separating the shoulder blades, chin to chest. Continue to move as it pleases you. But again, and as always, I invite you to really pause in those areas that feel tight or tense. Give yourself an opportunity to breathe into them, with them, maybe even through them, so that you can begin to release. Remember, what we resist has the tendency to persist. So really just give yourself the opportunity to be there with what you're feeling in a kind, compassionate way. Maybe taking one more round of traditional cat-cow here. Or if you feel ready, you can go into any type of organic movement that feels right. Again, when we go into organic movement, we're not overthinking it. Rather, we're letting the body and its intelligence lead the way. Stay with mindful breathing, as this type of movement can allow breath to go by the wayside. And again, don't worry so much about what it looks like, but rather, how does it feel? Let's just take a few more rounds to balance the workout. And whenever you feel that you are balanced, you're going to make your way back to center. You do have your props nearby, particularly your blocks or your water bottles, whatever you're using. And we're going to prepare to go into down dog. So, when you're ready, please step your feet back and lift your hips to the sky. If it feels better in your back body to bring the feet a little in, feet at least hip width, please, do. And bend your knees a little if you'd like, if that helps lengthen your spine as well. You are welcome here, yogis, to maybe do a slow pedal through the feet. Or if you'd like, you can do a little wag of your tail side to side. Or maybe you'd like to even lift up onto the balls of the feet a few times. Just go wherever feels right. That helps you balance inwardly. And then let's create some strength in the upper body. Keep the index finger, the thumb into the floor, and feel your inner elbows turn forward.
The outer edges of your shoulder blades are going to lift. It'll help you feel like your upper back is getting wider. And then allow your head to dangle free. Maybe do a little shake of yes. Maybe do a little shake of no. If you'd like, you're welcome to yawn your mouth open, even stick your tongue out, releasing tension around the jaw. And come back to neutral whenever you feel balanced in your body here. I'm preparing to do a little spinal lengthener. On your next exhale, yogis, bend your knees and reach your hips back to your heels as you press your hands into the floor and forward. Maybe find a little extra length through the spine. Try to keep your neck soft, and if you'd like, if it encourages a little more length, wiggle the tail. Where's your breath here? And then whenever you feel ready, an inhale is going to press your legs towards straight. We're going to move into plank pose for a minute. So you might like to step your feet back here as you inhale, move forward, wrists over shoulders. Knees can come down at any time. Keep the glutes strong, the navel in, reach through the heels as you push the floor away. And on your next exhale, everyone bring knees down, keeping them in line with the hips and the ankles. And we're going to make our way back into child's pose. If you'd like to watch first, I'm going to show you the next little series that we're going to do. So you're going to come back into whatever variation of child's pose feels good. And then you might even bring arms back so that the back of the hand is to the floor. What we're going to do here is come into a knee stand. So your inhale will take you up into the knee stand, and then your exhale is going to take you back down. If you find supporting yourself through this would be a benefit, you can have hands below the shoulders and push yourself up and then sweep up whenever it feels good and use them again on the way back down. So you just decide where you are and what is allowing you to be present with greatness of heart. All right, yogis, making your way into your child's pose variation. Feel the glutes strong, the navel in, chin to throat. On your next inhale, push the floor away in the shins as you sweep your arms up. Maybe you lift your chin and look to the thumbs. And on an exhale, reach the hips back, come back down. Inhale, strong glutes, navel in, sweep up. Exhale, make your way back, down. We're doing one more of these. Inhale, sweep up. And on your exhale, hands to heart. We're going to do a little play, if you would like, to bring the right leg forward into lunge. So maybe arms go out to a T, kind of like you're walking a tightrope. Feel the glutes strong, really root through the left shin, the top of foot, navel in. Keeping the gaze steady, transfer the weight to the left leg and begin to pick up the right. And make your way, play with it, no big deal. If you tip, you're close to the floor, to right foot down. Please interlace your fingers here and take right hand to thigh, press the right thigh away. We're keeping the pelvis stacked over the left thigh. Glutes strong, navel in, shoulders down as you push the thigh away. And then let's do a little neck stretch here. So on your next exhale, chin drawing down toward throat, I would like you to begin to look to the right. Long exhales, where's the breath? And on your inhale, come back to center. And then we'll take right ear to right shoulder. Again, chin parallel to floor. On your next exhale, right ear to right shoulder. Try not to lean back into the head here. We want to keep it nice and square as we're able. Inhale, bring the head up, sweep your arms up. And on your exhale, hands come down to your props or to the floor. Tuck the back toes and lift the back knee. You are welcome to lengthen or widen the stance as feels good to you today. Please reach through the left heel, and you might even wiggle the left foot back a little bit more so heel stacks a little bit over the toes. So we'll get that nice little stretch in the bottom of the foot. Reaching through the back heel, feel the glutes strong, your navel in. Allow your shoulders to draw down your back and your chin to come into your throat. Gaze steady will help calm and focus you. Long exhales will help you release where you're feeling the most sensation. Can you let go in your throat or part your teeth? And on your next exhale, yogis, warrior two. Left heel down. Make your way up when you're ready. Feel free to lengthen or widen the stance as is appropriate for you here. Traditionally, the alignment here is heel to heel or maybe heel to arch. But if it helps you feel more stable, you do what you need to. Let your right knee reach to your right pinky toe. Feel your left pinky toe plug down, left kneecap lift up. Feel your foundation firming. Glutes strong, navel to spine. Notice if your shoulders are creeping up, let them draw down, and feel the shoulder blades draw together on the back, a little more width across the heart. What feels good on your neck here, yogis? Looking to the right middle finger, maybe to the left, maybe it's a little bit in between. And from here, you guys, we're going into temple pose. Please bring your fingertips to your head, about the temples or maybe even the back of the head, and then bring the left heel in. You'll heel toe until you have a nice angle on the foot, probably about 45 degrees. You'll sink your hips as much as feels good, and you'll feel your knees pressing back to your pinky toes. Glutes strong, navel in. You decide what is a compassionate action with the sinking of your hips here. We're going to do a little side bending. So keep the shoulders down, the collarbones wide. On your next exhale, please reach right elbow toward the right thigh. Feel your left elbow reach to the right. Inhale, come back up to center. And on your exhale, left elbow toward left thigh. Feel the right elbow reach to the left. Gentle on the neck here, no pulling on the head. Inhale, center. We'll do one more side to side as long as it's appropriate for you. Exhale, reach to the left elbow. Inhale to center. Exhale, reach to the right elbow. Inhale, back to neutral. Press the legs straight. Turn the toes forward. On your next inhale, reach the left arm up, the right arm down. Little side bend to the right. On your next exhale, come up back to center. And inhale, right arm up, left arm down. Little side bend. And on your next exhale, right arm down. Come back to neutral in this wide-legged Tadasana. Maybe an open mouth exhale if it feels like internal pressure is building. Maybe a couple. All right, optional here, yogis. We are going to go into a wide angle forward fold no matter what. The option is to come into, well, as long as that's an appropriate pose for you, to maybe bring your hands into a reverse clasp. You can keep the elbows bent if that's what's appropriate for you, and you'll just keep your hands here throughout the motion. If you can extend the arms, do. Shoulder blades come together. And if it would feel better, maybe wrists together. You could use that strap that you have accessible. You decide what's appropriate. You could even, again, come to hold opposite elbow. When you're ready, let your toes come in and your heels move out. A little bit of a bend in the knees. We don't want to completely lock out here. And on your next exhale, wherever you choose to be, begin to fold. Hands could be to hips if you'd rather. Let the weight come into the balls of the feet, even though the whole foot is down on the floor. So really feel the big toe mound into the mat. Kneecaps lift, please, sits bones to sky. And if you have your arms in an extended arm clasp, you can begin to draw the hands away from the sacrum. Maybe roll the shoulders in a little bit, and then really reach through the knuckles if you're an extended variation. Feel the elbows hug. Everyone relax your neck. What are you feeling? Can you breathe with a little more exhale? And everyone release, hands to the floor. Relax the neck, maybe a little bit more here now that hands are down. On your next inhale, arms straighten, please. And please pivot to the right, back to the top leg. So you're looking back to where you were in a lunge when you began. We're going to go into a side plank here next. So on your next exhale, please bring the left knee down. Options in the side plank. If you would like a little bit more balance, you can take your left shin and let it kickstand a little bit to the left so it's on a diagonal. Your heel would not exactly be in alignment with your knee. If you'd like the challenge, otherwise, keep it in alignment. Your left wrist is just below your left shoulder. Root the index finger, the thumb, and then turn your inner elbow toward them so we have good shoulder health. Feel your shoulder on your rib cage. We're going to start off with the right foot down. So when you're ready, please make your way back. Right arm could be up or being supportive for you. Right heel to floor. Please bring the hips a little forward so you feel the hips press forward, the top hip tipping a little bit more toward the right edge of your mat. Glutes strong, navel in. You are more than welcome to stay here, shoulders down the back, or lift the right leg, flex the right foot. Energy through the heel. Think of this like our half moon for those that practice the Mondays practice. You're going to energetically reach out through all of your limbs, but muscularly, you're hugging everything in. You are more than welcome to stay right here, or maybe you can go into the bind, if it's accessible, of holding the right foot or ankle. If you come into this bind, I want you to feel your heel move toward the top, the right hip. And then maybe incorporate a little bit of a back bend. Again, the ribs just below the shoulder blades, move into the spine and roll the heart forward. Feel a little bit of a back bend. And if you'd like, reach the right knee back in space as you're pushing foot or ankle into hand and hand gently into foot or ankle. Try not to overarch in the neck here. We have a tendency to want to create a really big back bend with a neck arch. But let your chin come in and help it calm your nervous system. And whenever you're ready, yogis, extend the right leg, the right arm. Exhale, right hand down, right knee down. And whenever you are ready, you can take some long exhales again. You're welcome to stay in tabletop or visit child's pose for a moment. If you'd rather, you'll go right back in to down dog. So again, your wrist creases will be parallel to top edge of mat whenever you are ready. Step your feet back whenever you'd like to go up and make your way up into down dog. Again, you can bring the feet in. Please try to have your feet at least hip width wherever you're choosing to be. A little bend in the knees if it will help you lengthen in the spine. And you are welcome to do whatever feels right here. You can be still. You could again invite a pedal, a sway, or a lifting up onto the balls of the feet. Strong arms, yogis. Weight in index fingers, thumbs. Inner elbows turning forward. Outer edges of shoulder blades lifting. Wide upper back. Relax your neck, let your head dangle. Maybe you notice you've been holding tension in the jaw and would like to yawn the mouth open again. Stick the tongue out. Always questioning, how can we come back toward balance? Just this question in itself requires greatness of heart. As long as we are in this honest space and willing to really look and see so that we can grow. Nice, you guys. Whenever you're ready, maybe making your way back into a plank pose. Stepping feet back if you step them in so that shoulders can be over wrists. Push the floor away. Turn the inner elbows forward, shoulders down the back. Navel in, glutes strong. Reach through the heels. The knees can come back down at any time. And on your next exhale, everyone, knees down. Keeping knees in alignment with ankles, heels and hips. And you're making your way back into the child's pose. We'll again prepare for those knee stands. So arms wherever feels good. Feel your chin into your throat, your navel to your spine. Tighten your glutes. On your next inhale, yogis, push the floor away as you sweep the arms up. Lift the chin with the arms if you'd like. And on your exhale, make your way back to your child's pose, whatever position feels best for you. We'll do 2 more rounds. Inhale, push the floor away, make your way up. Exhale, back into your variation of child's pose. Feel the strength in your glutes. Last one. Inhale up. And on your exhale, hands to heart. Again, preparing for this little balance, should you choose to take it. Arms out to the side. Feel the shoulders down, the navel to your spine, your glutes strong. You're shifting your weight into the right shin. Gaze steady, preparing for a low lunge, lifting the left leg, and just playing with it. How slowly can you move into your low lunge? Again, pelvis stacking over right thigh, glutes strong, navel in. You can interlace the fingers opposite this round. Hands to thigh as you press the thigh away. Stay nice and tall here. And then let's stretch out the other side of the neck. So keeping chin parallel to the floor, you're going to, on your next exhale, turn, rotate your head to the left until you feel a nice stretch along the right side of the neck. Soft mouth and eyes, long exhale. On your next inhale, back to neutral. Chin parallel to floor again, back of neck open. And on the next exhale, take left ear to left shoulder. Getting more of a side bend in the neck. Soft dropping away in the right shoulder. Can you stay with what you're feeling? Letting it be compassionate action. On your next inhale, head up. Sweep the arms up when you feel ready. And on the exhale, hands down to the floor. Or to your props. Preparing for lunge. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, lengthen, widen the stance as feels good. And again, if you'd like to get more of a stretch in the right foot, you'll wiggle the right foot back and bring the heel forward so that you're stacking heel more over the balls of the feet. Feel reaching through the right heel so that you firm your right thigh a bit more. Tighten your glutes, navel to spine. And then again, shoulders down, chin to throat. Feel this lengthening of heart and back and neck forward. Still the gaze, deepen the breath, lengthen your exhale. Nice, you guys. On your next exhale, warrior 2. Right heel down. Make your way up when you feel stable. And again, you might have heel to heel, heel to arch. It might be a little wider for your stability. Just decide where you're going to be. When you're ready, left knee to left pinky toe. Right pinky toe rooting to the mat. Right kneecap up. Can you feel firmer here? Glutes strong, navel in. Again, feel the shoulders drop down, but the shoulder blades hug. Wide collarbones. What feels appropriate on your neck here? Looking to left middle finger, to the right, or in between.
Deep breathing. Or at your compassionate edge. The balancing of effort and ease. Preparing for our temple pose. On your next exhale, fingertips maybe to the back of head. Bringing right heel in, heel toeing until you get into your variation of knees over ankles. A nice angle on the foot. You're sinking your hips as low as feels appropriate to you here. Again, keep the knees reaching back to the pinky toes. We don't want to have this falling in of knees. It can kind of torque and be an issue later. So if that means you come up a little bit, so be it. All right, knees back, glutes strong, navel in. Keep the shoulders down the back and the collarbones wide. Preparing to do these side bends. On your next exhale, left elbow toward thigh. Reach through the right elbow as you lengthen the right side body. Inhale, make your way back to center. And exhale, right elbow to right thigh. Reach through the left elbow. One more side to side. Inhale. Exhale. It's okay to shake, you guys. That's strength coming in. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, back to center. Straighten the legs. Toes turn in, heels out. On your next inhale, reach. Right arm up, left arm to the sky. Get a little longer. Exhale through center. Inhale, reach left arm up, right arm down. And on your next exhale, back to neutral, release left arm to side. Pause in this wide-footed Tadasana. What do you need here to balance? All right, we're going to prepare for our wide angle forward fold. Any of the variations you'd like. If you're going to come into reverse clasp, I suggest the opposite way. Same if you're going into holding the wrist or the elbow. There's one way that we tend to want to go in. Maybe you go the opposite. So bring it in, find out, oh yeah, that feels familiar. Switch it around if you don't know. Wherever you are, weight in the big toe mounds, a little bend in the knee. Hands could be hip to hips also if you'd rather. And on your next exhale, begin to fold wherever you choose to be. You're bringing weight into the big toe mounds, so you're really rooted there. Draw the kneecaps up, lift your sits bones to the sky. You're going to, maybe, if your arms are extended here, draw your hands away from your sacrum. You can feel your shoulder blades roll in together. And then, everyone relax your neck, and if your arms are extended, reach. Hands even further away from the sacrum, and knuckles toward the sky, elbows hug. Where's your breathing here, yogis? Try to keep the weight into the front of the foot. We aren't lifting the heel off the floor, but we're being mindful of weight there. It can be hard on the hamstrings to settle into the heels. Where's your breath? One more round, please. And on an exhale, if you haven't already, release your hands to the floor. Maybe a gentle shake of yes, no in the neck. Straightening arms if they're not. Please pivot to the left. Come into a lunge. Wiggle the feet to accommodate your lunge. We're preparing for side plank. Right knee down to the floor. Untuck the toes. Again, you're welcome to do a little kickstand in the shin, taking right foot to the right a little bit more. It will give you an opportunity for more balance. Right wrist below right shoulder. Root the index knuckle, the thumb. Turn the inner elbow forward. Feel your shoulder blade on your rib cage. Good shoulder health. Again, we're starting with left foot down if that is where you can help build a firm base. Left foot coming back when you feel ready. Adjust if necessary, okay? From here, you're really feeling rooted in hand, in shin, foot. Feel the glutes strong,
and let your top hip come a little forward. You are more than welcome to stay with left foot down, or if you would like to give it a go, flex the left foot and lift it toward parallel. Again, you're hugging all of the muscle in. Feel strong, but reach energetically out through your arms, your legs, the top of your head. You are welcome to stay here, yogis, or bend the left knee and maybe get that hold, foot or ankle. Again, your heel is trying to come towards your top hip, your left hip. And then, keeping glutes strong, navel in, maybe come into a bit of a back bend. Feel the back ribs below your shoulder blades, move into your spinal column and reach toward the top of the room, or like the heart rolling forward. Leaning back just a bit in the upper body, and then left knee might move back in space a bit more. Be mindful of chin to throat. Try not to overarch through the neck. Let's keep the nervous system relaxing here. Where does the mind go when you start to wobble? Can you stay calm and caring toward yourself? Awesome, you guys. On your next inhale, gently release. And on your exhale, you're welcome to make your way into one more plank. If you'd rather go right to the floor, feel free. If you're coming into plank pose, wrists below shoulders, mindful of weight into index, knuckle, thumb, glutes strong, navel in. Again, try to keep the shoulders down the back. And on your next exhale, everyone, knees to floor. Keep the shoulders down the back as you lower. Weight in the index, knuckle, thumb. Untuck the toes when you get down. Preparing for one cobra pose here. Let your feet go as wide as the mat, maybe a little wider, depending on what feels good in your back. Rooting the tops of the feet, the pelvis. Draw your navel to your spine, your chin to your throat. Again, we're letting this originate from the back body, not the arms. So again, this area just below your shoulder blades, the ribs. Feel them start to roll into the spine and reach your heart forward. Root the tops of the feet. And then feel your index finger, thumb into the floor. Draw the hands back, the shoulders down as your heart extends a bit more forward. Let your chin come down. Conserve your energy. Deep breathing, yogis. Soften your throat, relax your teeth away from each other. You have a few more rounds of breath in you. With greatness of heart, do what's appropriate for you. And on your next exhale, everyone, release. You're welcome to pause here, maybe resting your hands, your forehead on your hands. You can rock your hips or bend your knees and windshield wiper the legs. If you would rather go into child's pose, you can bring the feet in a little bit. Shoulders down, navel to spine. And just be really aware of the low back as you press up the tabletop and back into child's pose, moving with care whenever you are ready. Maybe some long exhales wherever you choose to be. Whatever you need to balance. Recalling your intention. Just reflecting on how you're aligning. Again, not needing to judge, but observe. Allowing this to be an opportunity to learn. And whenever you are ready, yogis, please make your way up. So we're going to prepare for a supported shoulder stand. So I would like you to have your block, or if you're using a firm blanket, folded up to about 4 or 6 inches. You can have that nearby. And then have your belt, your towel, or your strap also nearby. We're going to do reclined hip and hamstring stretches today. They feel so good, they almost feel like they're getting away with something. All right, so When you're ready, please make your way down to your back. Preparing for our supported shoulder stand. So again, if you're using a block or a blanket even, you decide what's the appropriate height. I usually recommend level 1 or level 2 for supported shoulder stand. If you get into level 3, it gets a little wonky, so I don't really recommend that. You do you. All right, so heels below knees, widen the feet if that helps. And when you're ready, drive the knees down to lift your hips up. Bring the support to your low back, your sacrum, that big bone. Let your shoulder blades tuck under so you're smooth to the floor, back of neck long. And then I like to let my arms be down alongside the body, palms up, so the shoulders can relax, but also so they can act like a bit of support through this action. So you're more than welcome, if you want to, stay right here to do so. If it feels better in your body to only do one leg at a time, you could just take one leg up. If you'd rather, both legs come up. You're gently stacking ankles over knees, knees over hips, and you have just enough energy through your legs to keep them afloat. You can let your eyes drift closed here. And maybe you just really take in stillness as you breathe in towards your navel, up to your heart. Letting it be a soft touch on the heart as you release from the heart to the navel and back out your nostrils. Just observe any holding in the body, whether it's in the throat or your jaw, your tongue, around your eyes or brow. Can you just let it go? If your toes get tingly, please feel free to wiggle them. Let's just take a few more rounds. When you feel ready, yogis, you'll bend your knees. Please set one foot and then the other back to the floor. Feet are as wide as feels good to come out of this pose. Drive the knees down, lift your hips up, remove your support, and take another slow roll down. Navel in to help you articulate the low back, trying to let the sacrum be the last thing to come down. All right, we're preparing for figure 4. So, bringing left heel below knee, please cross right ankle on left thigh. Flex the foot. At least that helps me feel a little deeper in the outer right thigh, this stretch. You are welcome to stay here, pressing right thigh away. If getting a hold on the left hamstring or the shin isn't quite happening, you can use your towel or your strap, your belt, and bring it around the left thigh to hold in and hug in this way. So you decide where you're at here. Keeping the right foot flexed, the shoulders heavy, back of neck long. You're going to bring your left knee in as much to your chest as initiates the stretch in your right low back, hip, thigh. And then if you'd like, you'll even reach your right knee a little bit more away from your right shoulder. Let your chin come down, relax your jaw. And let's come back into that mindful breathing. Inhaling into the lungs, you might think of the navel space here, moving up to the heart, soft touch. And let your exhale be even longer than your inhale, helping you release a bit more in the right hip, thigh. Last couple rounds. And at the bottom of your next exhale, please release left foot back to the floor. If you are not using your strap already, please grab it now, or your prop. And we're going to do Supta Padangusthasana. So you'll try to be right in the middle of whatever you're using, and you'll take the ball of the right foot to your strap. And then allow your hands to travel down as long as your strap, belt, towel is long enough so that your elbows can rest on the floor. Sometimes I even like to do a little wrap around so I can really allow my hands to rest here. And then in this pose, feel your heel or see your heel turn inward, your toes turn outward just a bit. You are reaching your right thigh away from you. Please no pulling on the inner knee, at the back of the knee, or in your sits bones. So if you're feeling any of that, I want you to soften the knee a little bit. And if it feels okay, you're going to gently draw your foot a little closer to your forehead. Remember, we want to keep our exhales nice and long. It's okay to shake here. And if it would feel okay, you might decide to extend left leg long on the mat. Flex the foot and have energy out of that heel. Come back to your mindful breath. Inhale, deep into the lungs, softly touching on the heart. And even longer exhale. Relax your mouth, the back of your neck. Nice, you guys. Last round of breath. And on your next exhale, gently release and bring right knee into chest. We're going to go into an extended leg twist from here. So keeping the right knee in, open the right arm out to the right. You're using your left hand to gently guide right knee toward left side of the mat. We're keeping right shoulder anchored. It's yogi's choice here. You could tuck your right toes on the back of the left thigh. You could bring the right foot to the outside of the left leg, but again, right shoulder anchored. Your left hand is lightly sitting on the outer right thigh. You're not pressing there. You're just letting it remind you of the twist. And then chin to throat. You can roll your head to the right if that feels okay. Breathe deeply into the right low back. Long exhale, softening you a little by little down to the floor. Last round. And when you're ready, navel to spine, with strength in your core, make your way back up. And you might like to bring right knee and then left knee into the chest. Just do a little rock and roll here, keep it gentle. You might even notice the difference between right and left sides. The right feeling a little more spacious. And then we'll prepare for second side. Right heel coming down below right knee. Flex the left foot if that serves you. Cross left ankle on right thigh. You're welcome to stay here, pressing left thigh away. Maybe grabbing your strap if that helps you come into this pose. Bringing right knee into chest. Left arm through the right leg, right arm around. You're either holding your hamstring or your shin. Shoulders heavy, back of neck long as you bring the right knee into the chest. Find your edge where you can still breathe. And then if you'd like, with the left foot flexed, you'll reach your left knee away from left shoulder. Follow the breath, inhaling through the nostrils, into the low lungs, lightly touching on your heart space, and even longer exhale. Feel some release. Let your teeth part, maybe even the lips. Relax your brow. Last couple rounds, as long as they serve you. And at the bottom of your next exhale, right foot back to floor. Please find whatever you're using as a strap. And again, the middle of that coming to the ball of the left foot. Extend the leg when you're ready. Try to let your elbows rest on the floor, maybe looping around the hands if you have excess. Shoulders tucked under, back of neck long. Let your left heel turn in just a bit, toes turn out. You're reaching the left thigh away from you. Again, being mindful of any pulling at the back or inner knee, at the sits bones. We don't want to feel that, that's a strain. So bend the knee, soften what you're doing if that's occurring. If it feels okay to start drawing left foot to head, that's an option. You can stay here, or if it feels okay, extending right leg. Flex the foot, energy through the heel. Come back to mindful breath. Through the nostrils, into the low lungs, touching lightly on the heart space. An even longer exhale. Notice if you're holding in the throat, the back of the neck, the shoulders, let it release. Again, relax your jaw, your eyes. Let's just take a couple more rounds here. And at the bottom of your next exhale, you're going to gently release the left foot. Strap to the side, knee into chest. All right, extend left arm out to the left, keeping left shoulder anchored. You'll use right hand to guide left knee to the right side. And again, you can hook the left toes on the right thigh, or you can bring the left foot to the outside of the right leg if that feels okay. Again, no pushing in the right hand, just let it be a light reminder of the twist. Left shoulder down. Chin to throat, and if you'd like, roll your head to the left. Deep breathing into the left low back. Long exhales, let go of any holding. Feel your body soften down. Next exhale, yogis, navel to spine, coming up with a strong core. Left knee into chest, right knee into chest. Just do some gentle rocking here. And whenever you feel ready, you're going to prepare for your relaxation pose. You can use a blanket below the back of the head, or maybe across the hips if you've been feeling agitated. It can help ground you. If it's uncomfortable being flat on your back, know that a pillow or bolsters underneath the knees will feel good. Wherever you choose to be, you could even come up into a seat if you'd rather. Wherever you choose to be, let your upper back be smooth to the floor, choosing how wide to have your arms here. Palms to sky will allow your shoulders to relax a bit more. And then again, let the back of the neck be long. Chin drawing in to soothe your nervous system further. Eyes can drift closed if that feels comfortable. Feel your hips settle down and mindfully place your legs to help the hips release it even more. Maybe letting your legs go a little wider, your pinky toes get a little heavier. Remember, this is an opportunity to absorb everything that you've done today and to rest. So just allow your breath to be natural and nourishing. And allow your mind, any lingering tension there, to just ease away. Become really grounded, feeling the weight of your skull into the floor. Feeling your shoulders heavy into the earth, your hips anchored down. Your heels rooted. And if you would like here, I invite you to take one of my favorite mantras. So on the inhale, thinking, I am. And on your exhale, thinking, loving awareness. The inhale, drawing prana, life force, into your body. I am. The exhale, sending out your breath, out love, loving awareness. You might even begin to feel the heart space widen, become brighter. We're not forcing it, we're just observing, noticing sensation, allowing our attention to be held in loving awareness. Notice if your eyes can become heavier in the sockets. Notice if lingering tension can leave your mouth. Just allow yourself to exist in this loving space as you are, knowing that you are enough, that you are loved, that you are loving, that you are love. If it best serves you to stay right here, do for as long as you'd like. And if you feel ready to gently reawaken, whenever you choose, and move the fingers and the toes compassionately. Like rolling wrists, ankles, or rocking head side to side. Just gradually letting this movement become larger in a kind way. You might even eventually go into a full body stretch, arching your back, lengthening through fingers and toes as you widen them. And you can roll to either side whenever you feel it's appropriate, where you can pause if you choose. And if and when you decide, it will be strong arms that help you make your way to your seat.
you would like, yogis, palms can come together, thumbs resting at your heart. Taking some time here to practice gratitude for the breath, the life we draw into our lungs, and for this body, this loving heart. May we choose to use it with greatness. Taking a moment here for your own moment of gratitude. What are you thankful for? Remember, we cannot have joy without gratitude. The love and light in me recognizes and honors the love and the light in each of you. And when we are in this space, we are one. Namaste, yogis. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you've had a chance to get out and enjoy this beautiful weather. I have posted a meditation onto my YouTube channel. There's a link on my Facebook page if you would like to visit that. And blessings to you all.